Instagram. Happy Friday. I am a hot mess. Friday. See, there we go. Hot Mess Express right here. It is Monday. And I think it's Friday. Yeah, so today's gonna be fun. We have Laura coming on and we are talking about slowing down to speed up and tapping into the creative headspace and being able to recreate areas of our lives that aren't going the way we want them to. I'm so grateful I was just able to actually get that out because my mind is going so much faster than my mouth can actually articulate, and it's just one of those days. And I can see no one's been notified that we are live, so we'll give Instagram a second to catch up and get Laura on here. Yeah. It's just been, and I did not put my phone on silent mode, so it's one of those days. It has been super busy over here, so many things going on behind the scenes. I am moving soon, and I'm going to share that journey with you guys as we go, because I am super excited for that. And it's actually me recreating areas of my life. So that's pretty cool. Let's get Laura on. Eventually. There we go. I'm like, let's get Laura on here, and then it's waiting. Eventually, she'll be on here. So I'm going to pre-warn you. I'm a hot mess express today. I just started the show off saying happy Friday to everyone. It's only Monday. Yep. So that's how we're going today. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's great to be on here.
Perfect.
Hopefully you can slow down a little bit.
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy this conversation, and I will let you kind of come on, introduce yourself. I've got coffee, so I'm going to sip it slowly and just enjoy. Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy it slowly, and we can dive into this conversation, because I actually just had this thought before you came on, I was sharing, I am moving in 2 weeks, and it is recreating an area of my life. So it's going to be a cool conversation.
Yeah, definitely. I am probably about 4 weeks away from a move. It's not
Okay.
cool, but yeah, I am in
So
the
I'll let
process.
you, sorry, go ahead.
No, just in the process of finalizing some
That's
details.
what
But
my morning consisted of today, of getting everything set up for the new house and whatnot. So always the joys. And in real life, I have a little girl who's homesick today, and these are the pieces I love to bring to the show, guys, is showing you the real life behind the scenes. We're real humans over here, and things happen, things come up. You get to be Hot Mess Express and say the wrong day. But I'd love for you to introduce yourself, share a bit about who you are and what you do, and then we can dive into this conversation.
yeah. So my name is Laura Blumenstock. I'm from Ontario up in Canada, and almost a year ago, I decided to kind of completely reinvent my life instead of working 18-hour days in a very high pressure sales position. I moved and I went to kind of really express more of my creative side and tap into that and realized how much that could really help reinvent your life. So now I do digital marketing. I have a stamping business kind of on the side as well, and just really want to help people find their voice, reinvent themselves, and just find creative solutions to problems that when life's not going the way they want it to.
I love that. So one, I'm going to ask, where in Ontario are you? Because I know we've only just connected quickly. I'm also in Ontario.
Okay. I moved from the GTA to just outside of Ottawa to a small village that now has one traffic light since I moved there.
That's awesome because I am about an hour east of Toronto
Okay,
and I'm moving to Coburg.
okay, all right,
Yes.
nice.
So we're not that far away from each other, which is I love the power of social media and the ability to connect with so many people all over and then some who are literally like so close. It's amazing.
Very cool.
It is
Yeah,
amazing. So small town charm, yes. I
really.
love small towns. Coburg is actually grown from a small town, but I know what you mean with the one stoplights. Before my divorce or separation, I'm not fully divorced yet. We were in a small town that had two stop signs. That was it.
Yep.
But they're the best towns. The kids didn't think so, but I do. I love the small town vibes.
Yeah.
Um, I would love to. So jumping into this, really slowing down to speed up is the topic of the show today. But getting into that creative headspace and being able to tap into those pieces, you really do have to slow down because we are always chasing the what's next or the how is this going to happen or I don't like, and this is where we get to recreate, I don't like what my life looks like.
Mhm. Exactly. And we sometimes just go through the habits instead of making change, that little tweak somewhere that's going to just pivot your life in a slightly different angle to make it something.
It's a lot of Yeah, it's a lot of self-awareness because so much of our life is actually autopilot and we don't even recognize that we're just getting up day to day and going through the motions and not even acknowledging that this is what we're doing on autopilot. And bringing that self-awareness piece in helps you not only acknowledge these pieces, but you get to then be aware of the pieces that you're not happy with. And in those moments, you get to create, even if it's just a tiny shift, into the direction that you want to go into.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, what made you decide to go from your job to digital marketing? So, you said you were working 18 hours a day.
I was working long hours, more than 5 days a week, and I just got to this space. So when the pandemic hit in 2020, then I was in a business coaching role. And because so many businesses didn't know what to do, they had to pivot. Our business just expanded significantly. The company I was working for grew significantly, and I was putting in a lot of long hours. So my mentor very early on in the pandemic was like, you need to get into box breathing. And I was like, okay. So started that, and over time, well, because of the lockdowns, it allowed, and starting to work remotely, it allowed me to move out of the GTA to the small town. So life just, I think, naturally slowed down a little bit with that change. But then having a little bit more space, I started to tap into more of the creative. I had a garden. I got in, I was like, I want to do some scrapbooking. So, and kind of this life change that I'm going through. So I started to kind of incorporate some creative aspects into the box breathing, just naturally, I guess. And as I did that, I not only like calmed down, started to de-stress, but also started to come up with these different ideas and thoughts. Like, hey, I could do these different things. And at one point, my aunt, who owns a small business, was like, do you happen to know how to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I should be able to do that. No problem. I did it in maybe 15 minutes. She's like, I've been working for weeks on that. And then she's like, okay, because of that, do you know how to do this? They were all digital marketing questions. I'm like, this can help me kind of combine that business coaching business side of what I was doing with the creative aspect that I do love. And it just kind of evolved from that.
That's the power of having someone that knows, getting help from someone that knows what it is you want to do. Something that was taking her weeks, you've done in 15 minutes. That is power right there, and I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. I love gardens. I love creativity, and I find a lot of us don't tap into that side of ourselves enough because we are so stuck in the hustle culture
Yeah,
and the go 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 go, or we've got to get this done, and this done, that we don't give ourselves that space to actually step back and be creative, or allow ourselves to tap into the creative part of the mind. And it's so crucial, especially when we're growing businesses here on the online space. We don't want to fit in. Yes, we all have a different story, and that already sets us apart. But when we allow our creative mind to just take over, and for me, that's one part of my, like, what I love about my business, because with each person I talk to and work with, I tap so into them that the creativity for their business gets to explode from my brain. And I lose words because it just comes out and my mind's going, but my mouth can't get the words out fast enough. And it's the best part because I've allowed myself that space to tap into my creative side. Something as simple as, painting my room,
yeah,
painting the house. Like it's a creative part of you that you get to explore and bring to your spaces. And like you said, the gardening, I love gardening. I
yeah.
love the flowers. My new house, the first thing I am doing when I move in is ripping out the whole front gardens because I don't know what they builder planted. It's a brand new house. I don't know what they
Okay.
planted, but I don't like it. And I've already asked if I can rip everything out, and it's all coming out, and I'm starting fresh.
Nice. Fun.
It's being able to do those things, and the more you can, the little things, like even for adults, I don't have it up here, but like the coloring books, I have a
Okay,
lot of
yeah.
them. I do have it up here. I have a lot of them that are the patterns, and you get to actually think about what you're doing, but at the same time, it's a creative process, and it's allowing your mind to release everything else that's going on. And it kind of sounds like that's the process you went through after leaving your corporate job, is
It
being able to open up your mind to all of the other pieces.
and that's exactly it. Everything was just so busy. I didn't have that space that I needed. And I started to sleep better. Like my health just improved so significantly
Yeah.
um, at that point. And my whole mindset in so many different ways just changed because I had that ability and space to tap into what I really wanted.
Yeah, and that's a big piece, is the healing. A lot of us don't recognize, when you've been in, for my case, a toxic relationship, and this is a lot of the women that I talk to and work with. I've been in the toxic relationship side of things. It's really no different than working a corporate job because it's still putting you into that space, right? And but being able to rest, your body needs that downtime. Your body needs to be able to go through the healing process of what it needs. And when you have that stress from a corporate job and working that many hours, it's putting that same amount of stress on your body and asking it to do things, or wanting to do things. So you manifest all of these other things on all of these other symptoms because of the stress from the job,
Oh,
and block your creativity at the same
yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah.
So what ways have you used the digital marketing, or what are you doing with the digital marketing? Share with us.
Yeah. So my goal is to work with service-based health and wellness providers to help them tap in. I went to school for psychology, social work. I was in educational counseling for a few years before switching over to the business side of things, or not educational, employment counseling. And So yeah, working on a lot of behind the scenes things as part of kind of this whole change uh, creative process. I ended up meeting someone who's wonderful. So kind of starting a relationship as well. So allowing all sorts of pieces just falling into place and doing my best not to put too much time into any one area and just make sure that I'm giving myself the space for the, you know,
Yeah.
personal side of things, my business, making sure that creativity, self care, and working really hard to maintain the balance as best I can.
Yeah. I love that. I love all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds so good and so fun. And it's really
And
being able to, you decided, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm going to make those changes that need to be made so that I can live and grow my life in the direction that I want it to go. And that's such a
exactly.
beneficial piece that I find a lot of people have a fear around that. And yeah, it's a scary process. Anything that we do that's out of the norm is going to be scary and have a fear associated with it. But it's looking at, ultimately, is this fear going to destroy me? No. There's no right or wrong choice. It's just this is the choice, and what do I have to do to keep moving in this direction, right? Even if it means starting your business while you are still working a 9 to 5, you get to start something and you get to continue to see it grow. I mean, in your case, you got, I'm not going to say lucky, but lucky because COVID helped push you in that direction.
Yeah.
And I think COVID did that for a lot of people. COVID is when I pivoted into content marketing because I actually have a background in nutrition and had weight loss clients at the time. Well, we all remember how the grocery stores were. And I got a message from my one client. She's like, I can't buy food. What do we do? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of pivoting to this. Do you want to see where it goes? She said yes. She ended up signing 2 clients in that month. So
Right.
there's always beneficial things to what we do, and it helped a lot of us shift into these new spaces.
Yeah.
And even now, a lot of people are recognizing, hey, we don't have to work for corporate America anymore. We get to do the things. And, having a business on social media isn't a weird thing anymore. It's normal. I hate this word, the new normal, but I love it when it comes to this because it is the new normal and we get to do these things and have the freedoms and all of it.
Yeah.
There's always going to be fear. There's fear and stings. There is so much fear and sting still. And
Mhm.
if you're not happy with where you are, only you can do something about it.
Yeah. And you do get to have that control, right? So
Yeah, it's stepping out of the comfort zone and doing the things. I don't, I mean, when I first started this show, for me, it was stepping out of my comfort zone, but I knew it was something I wanted to start so that we could have these real conversations and connect with other people. I was going to say women, but we've got men coming on and listening. I had my first male guest on the show, which is amazing. So we're expanding and growing already, and it's been such a great experience. But when I first started it, it was scary. It was out of the norm for me. So it's doing the things and making that leap into what's next and where it is you want to go. And I love that you did that for yourself and that you are following the path of what makes you happy and allowing yourself to tap into that creative side.
yeah,
And like you
exactly.
said, so many other pieces have opened up. Your relationships open up. Everything when you start following what makes you happy, okay, we can go on a tangent here. When you start following what makes you happy and going towards that path more and more, all of the other things just start to come in and line up. It's weird to even try to explain, but for me, I'm with my move.
Yeah.
I'm calling today, getting the utilities set up, getting insurance set up, and everything transferred from this house to the new one. And insurance this morning, she's going on. My house is in a brand new subdivision. You can't even pull it up on a map yet, which
Oh,
is hilarious trying to explain to people when they try and pull it up on a map. But my house insurance is going up slightly, but then my
okay.
car insurance is dropping by $45 a month, and I'm like, bonus, and she's laughing. I'm like, there's always a win, and there's been so many wins. I called to set up my hydro, and they're like, well, you're not with us, but we'll give you a credit reference letter because new places want to charge you a deposit. She's like, this will hopefully help with that. Call the new place. Yep, we have to charge you a deposit unless you have a credit reference letter. I'm like, well, what do you know? I have that. And all of these little things get to start falling into place when you are on that place of alignment. And it's just, you start to know that this is where you're meant to be. Because I was still scared. The move still scares the crap out of me. I'm very honest about it. But all of these little things get to fall into place when you are going in the direction of where you are meant to go and feeling the fear, but moving with it instead of away from it.
Yeah, definitely. And my therapist tells me all the time, hey, you're going to be scared if you don't do it. So just go with it and do the thing that you know is going to make you happier in the long run.
Exactly. Exactly. So do you have a way that people can reach out, or well, not reach out to you because I'm going to share your info in the caption for the notes. Do you have a way that you work with people to help them with their digital marketing?
Yeah. So I have kind of some done for you services. I also have a membership if you just want to kind of jump on. This is something I've just started. It's a $7 a month founding member price, and you can just jump on weekly calls throughout the month, kind of just Q&A. That's
Awesome.
quite a
I
well.
love that. I love that. Is there anything you want to share with the audience?
I would just say, take the risks. Think about those small ways. And I think sometimes that kind of word creativity can get in our way. It doesn't have to be anything overly artistic. Like Einstein said some of his best creative inventions were from the creativity of going for a walk. So keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Yeah.
There's a lot of power in walking. I do that all of the time, or I say it to my clients. When you are stuck in, if you are sitting here trying to focus on something and it's not working for you, if you're trying to create content and it's just not working and you don't know what to do, get up and walk away. Go outside, get in nature, go for a walk, clear your head, and you ground, you get the sunshine on you, and you get to tap into that creative space. And then all of a sudden, everything just starts flooding through.
Yep, it really does.
Yeah. So I have loved this conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My
And
pleasure.
I will share your information in the notes.
Okay, sounds great. And
Awesome.
thanks for
Thank you.
having me.
Bye.